A year has passed between the ending of Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. And in that time, things have changed. The Doomslayer got a fancy space station, the ancient progenitor race known as the Makers has returned, and of course, Earth has been almost completely overrun by demons. If you haven't played Doom again in the last 4 years, or if you were too busy ripping and tearing to read through the codex logs, don't worry. We will fill in the gaps for you, and get you caught up enough to understand just what's going on in Doom Eternal. If you need a refresher for the previous game, the Union Aerospace Corporation is siphoning energy from Hell itself, referred to as Argent Energy, in order to solve the energy crisis on Earth. Their top scientists on the Mars station, Samuel Hayden and Olivia Pierce, become obsessed with Hell. Hayden with the exploration of its depths, and Pierce with the acquisition of its power. On one such expedition, Hayden discovers an ancient sarcophagus with the Doomslayer trapped inside and brings it into their facility to study. At the same time, Olivia Pierce makes a pact with some demons and opens up a rift between Hell and the UFC facility, causing a demon invasion that costs thousands of lives. Hayden awakens and enlists the help of the Doomslayer to shut down the Argent Energy production, stop Olivia Pierce, and retrieve an ancient relic called the Crucible from the depths of Hell. Upon completing his mission and delivering the Crucible to Hayden, the Doomslayer is betrayed and sent far away so as to not interrupt Hayden's further plans. But just who is the Doomslayer? The Doomslayer is the leader of the Night Sentinels, wearer of the Praetor suit, and wielder of the godly and all-powerful super shotgun. Trapped in a sarcophagus for thousands of years, he awakens to find Mars in absolute chaos. A popular fan theory is that the same Marine is inadvertently using Hell's energies to time hop or enter alternate universes. The Doom RPGs hint that the Doom Marine and potentially the Doomslayer are descendants of B.J. Blazkowicz, the hero of the Wolfenstein games. This makes sense, as id Software developed both games as well as the Commander Keen series, who has been confirmed to be the grandson of B.J. Blazkowicz. In Doom 3, you might play as the Doom guy again. The continuity has been reset, and it isn't clear if it's the same Marine from Doom 1 and 2. And we aren't even technically sure that the Marine from Doom 64 is still that same Doom guy. But the Doom 64 manual says that he was recommissioned for the job, and he was the only survivor of Hell's previous attempts. That being said, it isn't completely clear if the Doomslayer from Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal are, again, the same Marine. So, for the sake of keeping things interesting, why not say that the same Marine is in every single game? Killing demons and defeating the forces of Hell over and over and over, keeping the family spirit alive, and fighting for what's right. The Night Sentinels are elite members and holy warriors of an ancient civilization called Argent D'Nur. At some point during his travels, the Doomslayer was part of this group and served under their king, Novik. Eventually, the Sentinel people were deceived by the ancient race of Makers, which caused a massive civil war to erupt between the loyalist Night Sentinels and the Order of the Daig, who followed the Khan Maker. Hell's Legion was unleashed on Argent D'Nur, and the Loyalists nearly won the war. But to ensure Hell's victory, Daig Grav tricked Commander Valen into betraying his own people with the promise of reviving his deceased son. As a result of this treachery, Argent D'Nur fell to Hell, leeching its Argent energy and empowering the forces of Hell for thousands of years, until the UAC discovered this power source and decided to take it for themselves. The Makers are a race of angelic beings serving as the main antagonist in Doom Eternal. The current Khan Maker, their leader, is one of the many Khan Makers that is birthed by the Singularity, which is the collective consciousness of all Makers. They come from Urdak, a floating Argent energy-powered city made up of those ancient Maker souls. Urdak may look like heaven, but the makers are mortal, using Argent energy to prolong their lifespans. The Sentinel people of Argent D'Nur were deceived by the makers as they only wanted to conquer the realm to harvest its rich deposit of natural resources. This caused the massive civil war to erupt between the loyalist Night Sentinels and the Order of the Daig, who followed the Khan Maker, and control the Hell Priests through the course of the game. The Hell Priests were Holy Order Sentinel priests who have been turned by the Khan Maker and Hell's influence. They manipulate the gateways of Hell to serve their masters and continue the subjugation of humans on Earth. The three, seen in Doom Eternal, Daig Grav, Dave Neelox, and Daig Ranak, need to be killed as part of the plan in order to stop the new demon threat. However, it is a sin and great dishonor for the Night Sentinels to kill one of their own.
You cannot kill the priests. You know our laws. Despite their transgressions against the Covenant, they are still of Sentinel blood.
So the Doomslayer must set out alone, without help from the last living Sentinel, known as the Betrayer. The Betrayer was a Night Sentinel who struck a bargain with a lowly Hell Priest, Daig Grav, for the return of his son who had fallen in battle. He had led the priests and his cabal to the source of the Night Sentinel's power, the Elemental Wraiths. Daig Grav cursed the Wraiths while they slept, and the Hell Priests stole their energy for their own devices. Argent D'Nur was defeated, their realm absorbed by Hell, and the leaking of Argent energy created the Well, the infinite source of Hell's energy. As a repayment, the Betrayer's son was resurrected, but only as the icon of sin, the ultimate destructive force the demons can create. The Betrayer lives the rest of his remaining days in sorrow, hoping that one day he or someone else will find the strength to end his son, and therefore end his own suffering. In the opening minutes of Doom Eternal, these details are thrust upon the player with no context, so we hope that this short video will help you understand the story that bridges the gap between these two games. Now go, rip and tear, until it is done.